Hey CDC ambassadors, it's Wes again. I hope you're having a great summer. Let's just dive into this next module. I know everybody's got stuff going on. This next one is going to be about cover letters. So what we want to do in terms of how to get in cover letter shape and stand out is really just going to focus on conditioning yourselves or conditioning your cover letter so you can stand out. Just like if you were going out for any kind of race, which it looked like a lot of you were, including myself, and I am sure your training is going better than mine is right now. Or like this gorilla right here who's running a marathon. I'm sure he's going to do great. So let's just dive into it. I'll piggyback on some of the things we talked about in the resume module as well. So the first thing when we want to get in cover letter condition, or we want to get our cover letter into a great shape and stand out, is passion. And passion is going to be that key element that is going to help you to stand out, set yourself apart from the other candidates. An example is you go out for a job and there's you and then there's candidate B. Both you and candidate B are equally qualified. You have amazing recommendations and everything else. But you know what? Candidate B has amazing passion. They just have a lot of just personality that they bring to the table, and they seem to be really dedicated to what they want to do, and you can see that in their cover letter and in their interview. This is going to be the difference maker in a tough job market. So when we're looking at all of these pieces of a cover letter, keep this in mind, because you're going to want to use this as kind of the glue that puts some of these things together. And I know you're probably thinking, well, how do I show passion in a cover letter? Well, one of the ways that you show passion in a cover letter is by being direct, clearly stating what you want, using great examples, and we're going to go through all that, but also using action verbs. That's another way to show some passion. So let's look at some other things that go into getting in cover letter shape. Picking your weight, knowing your weight, all right? So if you were exercising or you were lifting weights, you don't want something that's too light. You're not going to get any kind of condition out of it. You don't want something that's going to be too, you're going to hurt yourself, and you won't be able to accomplish the goal that you want to set. So it's the same thing with a cover letter. There's different kinds of cover letters. Which one are you going to use? So let's look at the 3 different types of cover letters that we have. One is an application cover letter. This is going to be the typical one that we all think about. It's going after a job application. So you see a job or a job posting, and you make a cover letter to go after that. The next one is going to be a prospecting cover letter. And this one is exactly what it says. It's going out to a prospective employer. You're not really sure if they have any open positions. It's not a firm line in the sand, if you want to say, hey, I know you have this. It's really just putting some touches and feelers out there to see what they have available and letting them know who you are. And the third one, which I think is a great tool that we don't utilize as much as we should, although we do have LinkedIn for this as well, is going to be your networking cover letter. So a networking cover letter is a great tool for gathering information and also for finding someone at a company that you want to work at who really can be a champion for you, or a ball carrier. They can really be on your side and help to give you this specific inside data that you need to set yourself apart from other candidates. Let's move on to the next piece here. Good form. If I'm exercising right now, I'm training for a triathlon, and my swimming isn't very good. I used to be a pretty good swimmer, but I jumped in the pool and my form was terrible. So I really have to take some advanced lessons to get good form. So it's the same thing with your cover letter. If your cover letter doesn't have good form, you're not going to be able to accomplish the goal of getting an interview like you want. So let's look at some of the aspects to go into having good form with your cover letter. Paragraph 1. There's going to be 3 basic paragraphs, and we're going to start with the first one here, which is going to be the introductory paragraph. Excuse me. So it's approximately going to be 3 sentences long, and what you want to do is you want to let them know who you are. So hello, I found your job online on CareerBuilder or on LinkedIn. You want them to know where you got the position from. And then you want to grab their attention. You really want to say something that's going to be very specific to what they do or that job that you're going out for. And that's really going to help them to say, okay, this person really wants this position. They know about us. They're not just throwing a boilerplate cover letter together. The next paragraph is going to be your body. And the body is going to be the most important paragraph out of the whole cover letter, in my opinion. You can split the body paragraph into 2 separate paragraphs, but remember, you want your cover letter to be concise. You want it to be 1 page. You don't want it to keep running on. In the body paragraph, one of the big things you want to do is you want to restate your resume, but you don't want to just regurgitate your resume. You want to take some very specific qualifications from your resume and expand on them in ways that you weren't able to do. That's going to be what the body is going to do. So you want to elaborate on those qualifications, point out any specialized training as well. And this is a great section here to use those action verbs and really show your passion. So if you're able to do a good body paragraph, it shows that you can effectively communicate. And if you put some good qualifications in there, then they're really going to start to scratch their head to say, this person's really interesting. I wonder how they're going to fit. Let's see what they're made of and bring them in for an interview. The next thing is going to be your third paragraph, which is your conclusion. And you want to keep the conclusion brief, just like the introductory paragraph, right? But you also want to make sure that you thank the potential employer. You want to mention how you're going to follow up and have a very positive tone. You know, be genuine when you're thanking them, because you are genuinely thankful that they read your cover letter out of the probably hundreds of cover letters that they got for the position. The other thing is you want to confirm one very specific qualification that you feel is your best qualification. Thank you very much for reading my cover letter. I feel that I'm a great fit for this position because of my great ability to analyze quantitative data. So, you know, it's something a little bit more specific than that, but just kind of a general idea. Now, the next thing that you want to be aware of is you don't want to do this alone. A lot of times we look at little videos like this, we Google it, we go out there and we start researching, and we think that we can kind of control this process all on our own. You're part of a great team here at NC State with the Career Development Center. You have some great coworkers and you have some great counselors such as Marcy and Jenna and Jane and all these other people who are part of the team where you can reach out to people and get some opinions. Plus you have other people that you know, parents, friends of parents, other coworkers, supervisors. Get opinions on your cover letter. Let people make some edits and some revisions. Don't go at this alone. Use your resources, because the person who gets the job or gets the interview for the job, they're going to use all those resources. So let's do a quick summary. All right, so 5 quick tips. That first paragraph, you want to make sure that you are interesting, that you're grabbing that reader's attention, because they're going to be reading a lot of cover letters. The next thing is, in paragraph 2, you want to pick some key qualifications from your resume that are specific to that job, and you want to expand on them. And then you want to use the STAR method. We didn't really mention that a whole lot in this video, but it is something we talked about in the resume video. STAR method: situation, task, action, result. This is how you want to explain your qualifications, and use some action verbs. The fourth thing we're going to say is show gratitude and follow up. Hey, I want to follow up. Well, don't use hey, but I want to follow up with you, 2 weeks from now. Is that okay? And make sure that you actually follow up and genuinely thank them. And number 5, keep it short and simple. The KISS philosophy. I love it. Make sure your cover letter is concise. Make sure it doesn't have any grammatical errors. Make sure that it's pleasing to the eye. These things are all good, and make sure it's concise. So that's it for the cover letter module here. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great summer, and we will see you soon. Bye.